Welcome to the season of self-love, your daily dose of inspiration and encouragement. I'm your host, Nyomi Banks, and I am thrilled to be here with you today. This podcast is brought to you by Ask Nyomi and Elevate Me Self-Discovery. Are you ready to elevate your mindset and embrace the power of self-love? Well, have you come to the right place? Each day we'll dive into topics that will empower and inspire you on your journey towards self-discovery and personal growth. Whether you're looking to cultivate healthy relationships, boost your confidence, or find balance in your life, this podcast is here to support your every step on the way. We believe that self-love is the foundation of living a fulfilled and joyful life. And together we explore practical tips, insightful interviews, and transformative stories that will leave you feeling inspired and motivated. So join me Monday through Friday as we embark on this daily adventure of self-love. Tune into the Season of Self-Love podcast to start your day on a positive note and discover the limitless potential within yourself. Well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Today is Friday, March 29, 2024. And it's supposed to be Good Friday today, right? It's Good Friday, Good Friday.
Yes,
Good Friday. It's Good Friday.
It is. It's time.
Yes, it is Good Friday. And today we go right up Dr. Will Alley with the holistic health, mind, body, and spirit. And I want to welcome you all to the Season of Self-Love podcast. I am your host, Nyomi Banks. And again, as I said, we are diving into a deep topic that close to my heart, and that's holistic health and approaches, mind, body, and spirit. We explore how these elements entwine in the shape of our well-being and how we embrace a holistic approach that can transform our lives. And we're incredibly lucky to have, our resident doctor here, Dr. Will, with us, who's not only an expert in holistic health, but also in guiding light to integrating these practices into our everyday life. So, hey, Dr. Will, what's going on?
Hey, nothing much. I feel graceful and gentle today.
I like that. Graceful and gentle. I like that. GG.
Yeah, GG. All GGs.
So how was your week?
It was amazing. I have found out some new information. I'm a part of different programs that I'm competing in to bring awareness to my model, bring information about my company, and I'm doing a pitch that can be worth $20,000. So I'm preparing for the pitch and just getting a lot of new nominations for different things happening. So, like, cross your fingers. I'm working hard on all these applications, and it's really been amazing to be seen in this way before. So it's new. It's new.
Right. Well, congratulations. Well, I'm excited for this topic. Like I said, this is your rim right here. This is really it. And we need to hear this. We need to truly hear how we can, and I got some questions for you. I got some questions. I do. I got some questions.
Always.
All over the place. But let's do this. Let's take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to get deep into this topic in mind. All right. All right. It's your girl, Goddess Nyomi Banks here on the Season of Self-Love podcast. And we'll be right back.
Washington Wellness Institute focuses on healing always. For me, if I look good, then I feel good. If I feel good, then I share the good. If I share the good, then I celebrate the good. If I celebrate the good, then I live the good. So I can be paid to be my greatest. But I have to learn the good to be the good.
So, what does it take to be the greatest? It's as simple as a free 15-minute consultation. Be kind to yourself and heal always.
Welcome to the Season of Self-Love podcast with Nyomi Banks, where every day is a chance to embrace self-discovery and personal growth. Join Nyomi on a transformative journey, streaming exclusively on Spotify and Breaker. With daily episodes from Monday through Friday, podcast is your daily dose of inspiration, motivation, and self-love. Dive deep into engaging conversations about self-care, mindfulness, and personal development. Nyomi brings you expert insights, practical tips, and uplifting stories from thought leaders in the field. Embark on a journey of self-discovery and unlock the power of self-love. Mark your calendars and tune in to the Season of Self-Love podcast. Available every weekday on Spotify and Spreaker. Remember, it's time to prioritize yourself and embrace the beautiful season of self-love. Get inspired and join Nyomi Banks on the Season of Self-Love podcast.
All right, well, welcome back. It's your girl, Goddess Nyomi Banks, here on this Season of Self-Love podcast. And today we're going to be talking about holistic health approaches with mind, body, and spirit. And we have our resident therapist, Dr. Will Washington from Washington Wellness. And this is right up his alley. Hey, Dr. Will.
Hey, I am ready and raving about this topic because this is who I am in a nutshell. This is what I got in debt for. So let's talk about this.
See, this is what I'm talking about, but you know how we started, right? So I'm about to put you to work real quick and real early, right? You got to
right. See, I gotta calm down, right? Okay.
Yeah,
right.
You got to set the mood. You got to center us. You got to set the mood. So I would like for you to kind of lead us into this nice, short breathing meditation to help, get us centered and guided. Because I'm ready. I got my ears ready. I got my purpose pen and paper together and ready to go. So
yes,
it's on you.
Of course. Wonderful. Well, first of all, let's get comfortable. So let's get comfortable. Make sure you're sitting in your chair right. Making sure your shoulders are relaxing. Your eyes are gently softening. Your lips are relaxing. Your jaw is relaxed. You're focusing on what it means to breathe in. So you breathe in with your nose, out with your mouth. Allow that air to just fill your body. Allow that air to flow through you. And just take a moment to recognize everything you've accomplished to get to this place. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Deep breath in with your nose, out with your mouth. Understanding that all these things weren't happening to you. They happened for you to become who you need to be here in this space of change, to be in this space of growth, to be in this space of love. With each breath, you're reminding yourself why it feels so good to be who you are. Remembering why we need you. We love you. We care about you. And most importantly, you care about you. You care about how you feel. And you do love yourself. So allow your breathing to be an affirmation, a confirmation, and a validation that there is more of you to give in this world. As you come back, think of one word that will be your driving force for this weekend.
Well, thank you. That was good. Thank you. All right. So if you are new here to the Season of Self-Love podcast, this is something we do every Monday through Friday to where we center ourselves before we get into the topic at hand. And I am truly excited for this topic. We're talking about holistic approaches, mind, body, and soul, spirit with the phenomenal Dr. Will here. All right, with Dr. Will. And so let's start discussing holistic health. It's more than just about avoiding illness, but it's about thriving in all areas of our life. So Dr. Will, could you share how the mind, body, and spirit connection influences our health?
Yes. The way I know, the way I think, and the way I feel. The way I know, the way I think, and the way I feel. I call that being self-centered. When others were like, oh, you want to be self-centered? Like, no, that's self-centered. Selfish and self-centered are two different things. Mm-hmm. And so it's important to understand that the way that your mind and your body and your spirit are aligned can change the entire way your environment is taken, right? You know how we talk about nature versus nurture, right? Mm-hmm. Nature versus nurture. There is a space where your alignment can actually change both of those. And we don't ever talk about that at all, because what it does is that it removes you from the things that you have been saturated by, the way that you've been taught about yourself, the way that you teach and learn about yourself. Many people don't even know how they learn. We're taught how to learn things, but we're never taught how we learn ourselves. And so that's why it's important to even have a podcast like this and a talk show like this, because The truth is that who is teaching you how to be yourself?
Exactly.
Mind, body, and spirit is so important because that is the foundation of how you own your own identity.
Exactly.
And so I know we're going to get deeper into this, but I just want to keep that top up first real quick, because it's important to recognize what is not aligning with you that makes you not be who you are.
Right.
What are you not aligning with that makes you not be who you are?
Right.
What is that?
Yeah.
And so mind, body, and spirit equals identity.
Yeah. Yeah. Could you do me a favor? You said something in the beginning before you said self-centered. And what was the other word? You said self-centered.
Selfish.
Say it again.
Selfish.
Yeah, so for some reason that
Selfish. Not selfish, it's selfish.
selfish. Okay. So I'm gonna say some reason that it's going on. So selfish and self-centered. Yeah, I like that. I do. I like that. So I want to share something with you real fast. So I had this amazing meeting with an individual that I just met recently, and she's here in the States. And we sat for lunch last Friday, and we had a great conversation. I then went into my Golden Rose room for like the next few days on what was this connection meaning and what was going on with it. And of course, there were different messages and signs that came to, but it came to be a higher connection than I thought that it should be. Right. So let me tell you how this and this all went in play as a test for me. I was looking at a test for me. And you know how I always speak about the things that we ask and we pray for and we ask for the help that, surround us. But we have to be also mindful that we are ready to receive those different helps in receiving, the people that's around us. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And so in this instance, we sat and we had a conversation, and it was something that she said that kind of triggered my spirit, but it wasn't my spirit now. It was a spirit that I was meaning. When I say spirit, that meaning of a being of myself, of a character of myself. Okay. And it triggered me, but it was the old version of me that was triggered by that. And why I'm saying this because knowing, understanding, and feeling all came into play for me to first get knowledge on not how not to answer, to sit in that for a moment and understand what it is.
Yes.
That process, it was a lesson for me to understand that this is something that you ask for that is needed of you to do. So you have to listen and pay attention and watch what is happening in front of you and not look at it as a negative or even of a judgment of that other person's character, but look at for you. Because remember when you said about what we've been taught, what I'm saying, what we've been learned, and that
conditioned by
was a condition that I was taught. Now that I know better, I understand and I feel, then it just made me like, whoa. Like, okay, like
that self-love is unconditional. Self-love is unconditional.
Yeah.
And when you learn how to value, like I'm unconditional towards other people. No. We are all conditional towards people. Yes. I can be unconditional for myself, but you can't be unconditional for somebody. It's impossible. It's impossible. And I'm so glad you said that, because that story is the value. Like you said the word there that really triggered me, which was lesson. The difference, like when people talk about, I want to forgive somebody, I want to forgive. No. A lot of people forgive, but they always remember, which means you never truly forgive, right? You never did. And so if you have not learned the lesson, then you've never really let go. And so that part got triggered. That older part got triggered. What's happening is that you knew what was happening. You understand what it is, and you understand the feeling of how you need to move forward. And that is the learned lesson. When you live through your lessons and not from your learning, there's a different type of mindset. So different. And that is the alignment of mind, body, and spirit. That's when you understand your identity and you live through your lessons.
Yeah.
Right. And that's how you can truly have forgiveness. You can truly have freedom. You can truly have ownership of identity. You can truly have true alignment and self-centering. And that is when that selfish nature no longer is bending upon other people's reactions. You're only focused on responses.
Yeah.
It's a whole other world. It's a whole other world.
Yeah, that was good. Now it's two words you just said again. And you said not, and I want to make sure that I say this correctly. You said not living by the learn, but living through the lesson. Is that what you said? Please
Yes.
if I'm,
Yes. Yeah, that's correct. Right. Yeah. Some of us are living, some of us are living through we're living through learning, and we're not living through the lesson.
Yeah.
Right.
I like that. Let me write that down.
Like, it's yours. You got it.
Right.
It's yours.
Let me write that one down. That I like that. I knew this was going to be. It's always a great conversation that we have. But it made, like, even this morning I got up with just so full of light, just spirit, just energy, just was just all. And we had a homework assignment. About what makes us a goddess. What makes us?
I'd love to be in that conversation. I know that would have been good.
Yeah, what makes us a goddess? Now, we haven't shared what makes us a goddess, to each other. But with that, I had to sit with it to make sure that my goddess is my goddess. You understand what I'm saying? And everybody's goddess or gods within them is different, because this is this is the buildup of who you are through the resilience of the time that you have, you came through those trials and tribulations of, you know what I'm saying? And so that's what creates that goddess, that higher light that's within you that allows to shine. So for me, the outside vision of the beauty of it, that's not even it. That's only a smidget of what a goddess is. That goddess is within the light of me, of everything that I have been through, of everything that I exude. You understand what I'm saying? And so I'm going to share with you later on what this thing that we are working on, but it made me do a reality check of myself. And it might sound very arrogant. And I was like, girl, you that bitch. No.
Twice. Look, twice. 2 times. I love this.
Yeah, it was truly amazing that this topic right here, and you're talking about here, and here. And just a few days ago, I was triggered in that moment. It was a trigger in that moment, but that's how I knew that, girl, you have grown so much, that you have truly and you are living. You are truly living. This is your lifestyle. This is not nothing that, is fake or phony. You know what I'm saying? This is who you are. And that's just what it is. When you able to acknowledge your trigger point and you are able to go to the side and you go work on those moments and with those feelings, and could come back and like, okay, that's what that was. All right. And move forward with it, man.
Yeah. That's amazing. And I think that your environment is no longer exciting. It's more like I see things for what they are, right? It's that emotional sobriety, right? I don't feel pushed or pulled by anything other than my own desire of authenticity.
Yeah.
That is a whole level of different love and goddess that, and it just, when you see a woman truly entering her goddess mode, it's not about, oh, look at her. It's not about, oh, what she got on. It's not about what she don't got on. It's about, how can I serve this? What can I do to make it easier for her? What can I do to remove barriers? Why am I bothering her? Right? It makes you start thinking about yourself and what value you have in this space. And you may not like it because you weren't ready to actually be that part of yourself. And that creates the envy, which starts the jealousy, right? We say envy precipitates jealousy. And it makes you recognize your misalignment.
Yes.
That's why I love walking in the presence of a goddess, because it makes me check the value of my own worth, my own self-worth.
Yeah. Yeah. This has been an amazing journey. I did an interview 2 days ago,
Mhm.
and this young man, and when it's a small podcast, he had some little hiccups that was going on, but I we were like maybe 20 minutes late for because we was trying to get technical difficulties. And for me, because I'm seeing, is this a sign that I'm not supposed to be on this young man's platform? So during the break or whatever, I just pray. I said, God, look, if this is not where you want me to be in this moment of this time, remove me in peace. So that
Mhm.
once he came back, and if I couldn't hear him, or he couldn't hear me, or no, as I couldn't hear him, then that was a wrap, for it.
Exactly.
The thing is, he can hear me, but I could not hear him. So when we did the show, I was getting texts from a friend, was like, well, we can't really hear him, but we can hear you loud and clear. And some of the questions, that they were great questions when I'm able to hear them, but it was more of, the name of the show was Walk in His Way. And when you look
Mm.
at that, you think more of a religious based kind of
Yeah,
Christianity,
of course.
like
Mhm.
that. And then when you have Christianity and you have spirituality in the same form, for whatever reason, you have majority of the Christians don't believe that spirituality and Christianity go together, especially when you're speaking
Yeah.
coming from a God sense of way,
Right. Exactly.
God within you. You understand what I'm saying? Well,
Mhm.
I look at more with Christianity, they talk from the Bible and the book of that source.
Mhm.
And so in our interaction of us talking, he brought a lot of the scriptures out in the Bible as he was speaking to me. And what I did admired about that, with the scriptures that he brought out, is that I can see the authenticity of you, that this is what you use and you live by, and I can respect.
Mm.
And I also share with his audience that for me, I do have a love and hate relationship when it comes to the Bible, because I believe that is man made. It might be influenced by some spirituality or a spirit being, but we know how the world can be, and we know how us as humans can be. That sometimes we will manipulate a story or a situation because we want things to go our way, of a sense of control. You understand?
Mm.
So a lot of things that we talked about is really talking about self-love and self-care. I said we cannot have faith in anything else if we don't have faith in ourselves. And that's where people seem to get lost with. That's why it's so important for us to have these dialogues between you and I when we are sitting on this platform, like the season of self-love. It's truly
Yeah.
about finding out who you are, the core of you. And if you are this
Right.
religious person like that, then this is where you really should be searching for that God that is within you. Because
Mhm.
there's no way that you can sit in a church and believe in all of these things, but second guess every word that is spoken in that Bible, or better yet, every word when you pray. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He's showing you what is being shown to you. You understand
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So that has to come from a trust
Mm.
that's within us. So again, that goes to what? That alignment that you talked about.
Exactly. And I work with a lot of ex church members, and um it's been a very hard, a lot of church hurt, right? A lot of church hurt. And when I have those clients, I have to teach them that it's not the religion they hate, it's the people that abuse the religion.
Yeah.
And so we have to get to the relationships. Well, who taught you this?
Yeah.
Who taught you to hate religion? What was it? A person? Was it God? Was it a scripture? Was it the pastor? What was the relationship? Because we can't say religion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you didn't study Judaism, you didn't study Hinduism, you didn't study you didn't study Lutheran, you didn't study these Catholicism. What? Who was it? What
Yeah.
community was it?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's probably tied to people, and
Mm-hmm.
you haven't gotten over the people
Right.
that use that as a weapon against you, and
Mm-hmm.
you allow it to form against you
Right.
because you lost faith in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
They taught you to lose faith in yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and now you hate something. And besides actually confronting the people, you feel powerless. So then it's easier to hate the religion than the people, because the people that hurt you.
Yeah.
And so it's really hard to remove the attack or the abuse of that and actually make it more personalized, because a lot of times we don't want to put the names in front of the religion because we feel like the religion is more powerful than us. But without the people, the religion doesn't matter. Religion has no existence without humanity.
Yeah.
So we have to understand the power of people and humanity before we can ever understand any religion. Right. And so I have to always switch that with them, because there's always a conflict of what finger do I point? I'm like, well, let's stop using fingers. Let's use our mind and our hearts. And why there's a blockage to what we know. Right. And then because sometimes we get so body focused, we actually internalize the trauma rather than letting it go. And we need our mind to let go of that trap, because our mind cycles the trap, and our spirit grants us the self-empowerment to actually free the two. So, but the spirit needs mind and body to exist, to pour into. So we have to have all three happening at the same time, or else we can't exist fully.
Yeah. Oh, that was so well put together there. I like that. I do. I like that. So let's do this. Let's take a quick break, and then when we come back, I got some more questions for you.
Awesome.
All right. It's your girl, Goddess Nyomi Banks, here on this season of Self-Love Podcast, and we will be right back.
Welcome to the Season of Self-Love Podcast with Nyomi Banks, where every day is a chance to embrace self-discovery and personal growth. Join Nyomi on a transformative journey, streaming exclusively on Spotify and Breaker. With daily episodes from Monday through Friday, podcast is your daily dose of inspiration, motivation, and self-love. Dive deep into engaging conversations about self-care, mindfulness, and personal development. Nyomi brings you expert insights, practical tips, and uplifting stories from thought leaders in the field. Embark on a journey of self-discovery and unlock the power of self-love. Mark your calendars and tune in to the Season of Self-Love podcast, available every weekday on Spotify and Spreaker. Remember, it's time to prioritize yourself and embrace the beautiful season of self-love. Get inspired and join Nyomi Banks on the Season of Self-Love podcast.
Hey, it's Dr. Will with the Washington Wellness Institute. Here at the Institute, we focus on so many different things, but our biggest focus is modernizing how we take mental illness into holistic wellness and making healing a lifestyle. So, if you're interested in taking the next steps, whether it's a clinician, community member, or simply just a friend, sign up today for a 15-minute consultation. You won't regret it. Be kind to yourself and heal always.
All right, well, welcome back. It's your girl, Goddess Nyomi Banks, here on the Season of Self-Love Podcast. And today we're talking about holistic health approaches, mind, body, and spirit. And we have Dr. Will with us today. Hey, Dr. Will.
I'm feeling open and honorary.
Wait, what's the second one?
Honorary. That's actually with the H. So but it just sounded like an O, though. It was
Okay. I was like, did he say honorary? You know how back in the day when we say he's acting all honorary and stuff?
Right, yeah. I'm feeling spicy today. It's springtime. I'm excited.
You know, are you ready for the spring? I am so ready.
I'm
for
so
spring.
excited. I missed it. I miss spring. I want a real spring too. I don't want that fake spring. Like I want like a real spring before it gets to summertime.
Yeah.
You know, Ohio gets we get all seasons in one day sometimes. So like I want like a full spring. So I want a true one.
Oh, wow. All right. So we was talking about the holistic approach, health approach with mind, body, and spirit in our last segment. We talked about the alignment, or what you say, self-centered. Well, self-centered, and Dr. Will broke it down for us. And of course, I have some more questions for Dr. Will. So here's one of the questions that I want to ask. How does stress, hold on, let me see. Something I acted right for me. How does stress impact our overall health from holistic perspective? And what techniques do you recommend to manage our stress effectively?
So actually, I'm so glad. This is such a great question. Oh my God. First of all, the way that we see stress is something that creates a distraction, a barrier, or some type of impairment or problem in our lives, right? And then we have to deal with stress. That is not the way I think of stress. I'm actually changing the way we look at it by seeing stress as a wellness currency. So I see stress as a wellness currency. When you have high stress, that means that the way you look at yourself, the way that you look at the way you live your life, you're not able to invest in it because it's kind of like a blockage in a sense. So it's a wellness currency. Um, Remember in the past podcast, I talked about there's 8 different ways to look at our lives, right? You have the physical health, the emotional health, the financial health, the family health, the educational health, environmental health, and then spiritual health, right? When you have stress, what that does is it takes the place of the energy you can be putting into those things. So you think about having, oh, I want to put 40% of my 40% of energy into my physical health. Well, stress may only let you do 20%. And so you have to ask yourself, well, how much percentage is stress occurring in my different places in my life? And so we want to start looking at stress as a blocker or an inhibitor or a barrier to how you can connect with the things that are in your life. And sometimes stress makes you isolate. It can make you feel lonely and it can make you feel alone. And so stress has the power to disconnect you. So stress is the thing that can break the bridge between mind, body, and spirit. And so we have to start looking at ways to look at stress differently, because when you look at stress, you say, oh, I'm just dealing with stress and I'll go through it. No, 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 no. What stress is meant to do is distract you and to make you actually separate yourself from what your body needs, from what your mind needs, and what your spirit needs to pour into and connect with. And so we have to start changing the way we look at stress. And I think that the first step into that is understanding, where do I feel blocked at? Where do I feel my biggest blockages in my health right now?
I like that. Yeah, I like that. And so let me say this. For me, stress a lot of times turned into anxiety. For me, yeah, it turned into anxiety. I can't even say the word right. And how I manage that now is truly believing that I have no control over whatever stress that I'm stressing about. You understand? Like it's happening now. There is nothing that I can do to stop it. So allow it to go through whatever emotions that it needs to go through, and just wait and look for the signs or the lessons to be learned from that moment. Does that make sense?
It does. And I think the biggest thing is understanding that stress is a neutral source of blocking. It's a neutral source of distraction. It's a neutral source of a blockage. It's a neutral source. And as stress continues to develop and grow, it becomes the physical pain. It becomes the mental health diagnosis. It becomes the mental illness. It becomes the food issues. It becomes the breaking of relationships and family and job and work stressors, right? Stress is a neutral blocking energy. It's a neutral blocking energy. And stress has the power to disrupt the natural flow of energy. It's a natural disruptor. And so stress can turn into anxiety. Stress can turn into depression. Stress can turn into low job satisfaction. It can turn into those things. So we have to really understand that stress is a wellness currency. It lets you understand what you are depriving yourself of. And so we have to look at it. It's like, what is my stress trying to tell me about my needs? Right. That's where we need to start.
Okay. I'll take that. So, all right, my next question is, and this is truly something, because I'm changing my eating, health, and wellness, and for my mom and stuff like this. So, what roles does nutrition play in maintaining a healthy mind, body, and spirit? And are there specific dietary recommendations for promoting holistic health?
Yeah. So I say, when I want to be truly holistic, when I really want to be that guy, I had to stay away from the 4 white horsemen. I got that from Dr. Hyman. The 4 white horsemen are sugar, flour, wheat, cocaine, and anything that has to do with those. Stay away from all those inflammatories, the wheat, the flour, the sugar, the all those things. If the American, if we just stay away from sugars, our entire lives will change immediately. It's amazing what you do with just the saturation of chemicals. I mean, it's hard to avoid it, right? It's expensive, but instead of eating that full burger, leave the bread out, right? It's understanding the little things you can do, and not asking you to make all these big adjustments, but it's making these small little differences in the morning. Instead of having like the big cup of coffee in the morning, actually have real protein, genuinely have protein, right? And so it's just like the caffeine, the sugar, the wheat, the flour, and then he always says the cocaine at the last one as a joke. But he's just like, it's always that lifestyle of just like allowing yourself to stay away from those whites, and it's amazing what that does to your body. And a lot of times our thinking ability, even our mental health, ADHD, anxiety, depression, so much is related to chemical imbalances, right? Hormonal imbalances, right? When I have women that are on birth control and they come and see me and they're having mood swings and these things, I ask them about their birth control, and they've had birth control for so long they don't even know what their body feels like without a medication in them, right? They don't even know how they even feel when it's not anymore. But they're too afraid to lose that because they believe more in the medication than themselves now at this point. And so we have to reteach ourselves how to use input as a product of wellness and holistic approach. So yeah, I 100%, it's that inflammation, it's those changes are just a crucial. And even you're thinking like kids that actually eat healthier foods do better in school. It's been proven, scientifically proven, that kids that eat healthier have better lives in school environments. That's just what it is.
Yeah. I was because I'm getting ready to build a garden in my backyard with and stuff like that. That's a project that I have for myself and my mom to kind of like do that. Because I remember growing up, my grandmother used to have, a full-blown garden in the backyard where that is where we ate from, the tomatoes, the cucumbers, all of that fresh stuff. And I figured since we're changing our lifestyle to more of healthier and natural, kind of ingredients and stuff like that, the whole grown, that maybe that would help. Even with my little one, she likes a lot her palate. Let me say this. She's a texture type of kid. So it's a lot of things that she doesn't like to eat. And so it's like her thing that she eat every morning is bacon and pancakes. So right now I'm trying to find a way that I can be able to make her healthier pancakes where, the syrup,
They have keto pancakes. They do. They have, right? They got them.
But I have that, but I made those for her, and the face that she gave me, like, what are you doing? Like, what is this? Like, I'm good.
But think about that. We have completely manipulated our taste buds, right? We don't even know, like, the fact that we can taste purple, it doesn't even make any sense. The fact that we know what purple tastes like, that don't even make sense, right? So it's one of those things where our bodies have been conditioned, to expect tastes that are not natural to the earth.
Yeah.
Right? So we have to unlearn how we eat. We have to unlearn when we eat. We have to unlearn how we eat. I had to learn how to eat slower. I had to learn how to eat 3-4 times a day now. I had to learn how to use the restroom in between meals and to understand the way my whole entire biological clock is off the wire because of how I had to live my life. So I had to unlearn these processes to understand my own wellness. And my body and my mind are now becoming more clear as a result of that, which makes me more open to the spiritual awakening and awareness. Sometimes we're spiritually dull because we never took the time to unlearn ourselves.
Yeah.
There are messages every day.
Yeah.
We just in our own cycle.
Yeah. I remember when I probably about 2 years ago, I did a fast. Unbeknownst to me, And that is when so many downloads were coming crazy. Like I was literally wide open. I mean, that's when I stopped eating chicken. So I took chicken out. I was just eating meat here and there, mostly protein, mostly like fish, but it was more fruits and vegetables like that. And I
Mhm.
just remember even feeling so much better. But let me tell you what happened. What happened was is that my surroundings around me um, came in with a nice hamburger sandwich. Now I've been eating my hamburger with lettuce or make it real cute, but
Uh-huh.
they came in there with a nice big juicy burger. And I was
Mhm.
I can eat the burger, but I like that sauce that they put on it. So then I'm talking, okay, so if I do this right now, then I'm gonna be able to go back. you know,
You all it takes is one. All it takes is one. I'm telling you, I live right next to a rib shack. So it's like I have this beautiful holistic space and it's so beautiful. There's sage everywhere and it's just all this nice lemongrass. But then I'll be sitting meditating and as soon as I smell that 5-spice barbecue, I was like, I'm gonna have just one rib. And I walk with a rib dinner combo. I'm like, damn it. And I'm just it's like I really and I'm sitting here in the meditation space eating ribs. I'm like after I get done with this, I'll get back to meditation. I was like, I can't do this. It's rough. It's rough. Temptation is all around me. And
yeah,
right across the street, there's a Moroccan restaurant, 5-star Moroccan restaurant right across the street. But when you come to Cleveland, I'll take you there. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. And but that overpowering rib just covers the Moroccan spices. It does, and I just can't handle it. I'm weak. I'm weak.
because I picture you sitting there trying to get trying to get
I'm just like
your spoon, and then your mouth started to move. I can picture you doing that.
just drooling on my beard. It's just a little bit of drool. I'm just like wiping my beard. I know it's gonna be bad. And I see him out there just cooking the rib. I see the slag going on the grill. I'm just looking at him like you got a damn shame. I'm like, you got a problem. You got a damn problem. Niggas can't do it. I'm weak. To meditate before 5 o'clock. That's what it is.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, so I'm going to do that. Well, it's gonna rain
Mhm.
this weekend. I'm going on a small vacation tomorrow. So
Oh,
yes,
okay.
I'm going on a nice two day vacation, which is better than
Ooh,
nothing. So yeah, so I'm
it
excited for
is.
that. Yeah.
Just a rebound. Just a little rebound.
Yes, a little there it
Yeah.
is, a little rebound. So I'm excited
Mm.
for that. But when I come back, I'm gonna do a spring cleaning throughout the whole house. Like
Ah,
yeah, throughout the whole house and start getting rid of a lot of things. I've always did it before, but like really now, it's like I told myself I'm going to be 10 toes down on this healthy living. You know what I mean?
mhm.
And but in the process, and I had to keep reminding myself, yeah, you're going to be these 10 toes down, but I still want you to be compassionate to yourself. Because my thing is, I will go very, very hard and get upset with myself if I was to dip my toe into something that I'm not supposed to. But I
Mm.
have to keep reminding myself, you're getting ready to do something that you just started in March. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Even though you prepared yourself for this in December, now you've now kicked it off in March. Mind
Yeah.
you, you had 51 years of living this way back and forth. So you have to be compassionate and take it step
Mm.
by step. This is where you have to walk. You no longer have to sprint and run. It's not a race to who's going to finish first. You know?
Yeah. And I think the biggest thing with that is you got to eat the elephant one bite at a time.
Mm.
So if you got to one each weekend, you take one room a
Hmm.
weekend.
Yeah.
It's like allow that to be the boundary because you're also teaching yourself boundary,
Yes.
right? Working in the limitations of your greatness. We talk
Yes.
about that,
Yes.
right? You can be great in one part. You don't have to have everything to be great.
Yes.
You don't, you know.
Note. That's a note. That's a note. That's a note because I will go in and just start cleaning up every room. And then when I look like, oh damn, like so break it down. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
break it down.
Mhm.
Yeah, break it down.
Break it down. I like how your brain. I saw the formulas in your head just going break it down. I just saw formulas like I was like, oh, you planning? He's scheming. Come back. Come back.
Right. That was a message that I received yesterday. And that was a message that I received to plan with action. Plan with action. It was a lot of gems that came yesterday in that message that was needed. But yeah, that message came loud and clear. It's plan with action. Yeah.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I honestly don't prepare yourself out of your own plan. That's one thing you prepare so much that you don't even do your own plan.
That's a bar.
Yeah.
And we don't even realize, you know why we don't realize? Because we don't even know that that is possible. See, that's the thing.
Exactly.
We don't even know that.
That's it. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Say that again for people that did not hear what you just said.
Yes. Don't plan yourself out of your own preparation. And don't prepare yourself out of your own plan.
That's a bar, y'all. I hope y'all got that.
You can flip it because we do it. We flip our own destruction. It's amazing how you can self-sabotage.
Yeah.
And you can self-sabotage in so many healthy ways, right? It's crazy.
Oh, yes. Yes, we can.
You mean well. You mean well. You mean well.
Yeah.
It's just that it's not supposed to stay that way.
Yeah. And especially when you get that's what I call that spiritual high. When you get that spiritual high.
What is time? What is time? What is time? What clock? What clock? That's rough. That got me through some nights. Look, it did. I was like, I gotta shower. This is doing too much. Let me reset. Yeah, somebody's gotta wash that off.
All right. So speaking of spiritual, I got one more question for you before we leave.
Mm-hmm.
How does spiritual well-being contribute to the overall health? And what practices can individuals incorporate into their daily lives to nurture their spiritual health?
Oh, I'll keep it very simple. When you think about spiritual health, it's not about religion. It's not about belief system. It's not about any of that. It's about, do you have the capacity to make meaning out of what you're doing? Do you have the capacity to make meaning out of what you're doing? Right? And there's a lot of people that have high spiritual health, which they can look at an ant and be like, I understand. Looking at the ant and seeing the process and going in and looking at the way and studying the ant and doing all that. That's why I love a lot of indigenous tribes, because they have made meaning out of everything the Mother Earth has given them. They made meaning out of that. So beautiful. And there's some people that have low spiritual health that they're like, everything sucks. Everything's bad. I can't believe my life. It's like, you're a millionaire. Just calm down. Right? Let's just bring it back and let's understand what's really happening. Oh, it's a relationship issue. There we go. All right. So it's like the perception of having to make meaning out of your life. It's just, what is it? Is it high, mid, or low? And so the way to invest in that is to ask yourself, what is the reason why I'm experiencing or doing this? Asking yourself why. Those that can understand the power of why and why and the reasoning, you're able to improve your spiritual health, because you'll take a step back and you'll actually personalize it, and you'll personalize how internalized you may be by something. You'll actually personalize how internalized you are about something. So you're able to make meaning out of what you're feeling, what you're thinking, and what you know, which goes back to mind, body, and spirit.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Dr. Will. So we got this wrapped up all in a nice little cricket bow.
That was a nice little question at the end. That was a good wrap-up question. That was a nice one. Look like good on that.
What happened?
Yeah, E5. Yeah.
That's how teamwork works. That's how it really works. Yeah, that is how it really works. All right, so next week is April 1st. We got a lot of things to celebrate next week. It's amazing. It truly is. But again, I thank you for joining me on this nice journey. And yeah, and my beautiful people out there, again, I thank you. My seasonals, my lovely seasonals out there. I thank you for tuning in to us every Monday through Friday here on the Season of Self-Love podcast. And I want you to truly enjoy your weekend as we will enjoy ours. All right. So have a good one. Thank you for listening to the Season of Self-Love podcast. And we hope that you enjoy this fun filled with inspiration, empowerment, and self-discovery. Remember, practicing self-love is a journey and not a destination. For more information and to stay connected with us, visit our website at theseasonofselflovepodcast.com. And if you have any suggestions or questions or feedback, feel free to shoot us an email at seasonofselflove@gmail.com. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Facebook for daily doses of self-love tips, motivation, and community support. So join our Facebook group, The Season of Self-Love, to connect with like-minded individuals on their journey to self-discovery and self-compassion. Thank you again for being a part of our community and dedicating to nurturing self-love and embracing self-worth. So stay tuned for more exciting episodes and guests in the next season. And remember, you are worthy of love, kindness, and all the happiness in the world. So until next time, take care of yourself and spread love wherever you go. See you soon.